All right. Hello, ladies and gentlemen from around the world. Welcome back to our special event, our special show. This is another Saturday. Hope you're doing great wherever you are, and hope you're ready for another interesting show. Last week we had such a great time, and those who joined us, I'm sure they can attest to the fact that we had such a great and educative time learning about the political landscape of Nigeria, the intricacies, and all of the parts that we don't really see on the outside were exposed to us by somebody who is an insider and who ran for office. Today we're going to be talking about Nigeria again, but I don't want you to get us wrong. The ideas we're going to be sharing today can be applied in any developing country of the world because they are basic principles that can be used to help youths, to help young people understand how exactly they can make progress. And it comes from the top. Those in leadership positions are supposed to give a helping hand, to lend a helping hand to those who are just coming up in society, those who are ambitious, who have dreams, who have visions. It's the government's place to be able to create an environment that would help these people to thrive. And sadly, in third world countries, it's very prevalent in government that some of these opportunities have not been afforded the young people. Now, there's a place of personal responsibility, and we've spoken about that at length on this show, of the part that people are supposed to play in their own success. But today we're going to be talking about the role that the government and those in power can play to help create an environment that would help young, ambitious people, people who have, passion, people who have skill and talent to make progress in Nigeria. Now, the unemployment rate for young people in Nigeria is very high, and that's something that we can cut down and something we can, solve with some of the ideas that we're going to be hearing today. So our show today is titled 15 Ways to Help the Nigerian Youths Without Money. So this has nothing to do with giving them money. Most people, if you ask them, what do you want today? Especially in Nigeria, they will tell you, just give me money. But it's all about money. There are things that can be done that can, create wealth, that can create money. And we have a special guest from Nigeria who has experienced some of these ideas being played out, and he has been able to think through some of them, and he will be telling us a lot about his discoveries using his local government or his own locality as a case study to show us how development can be brought to Nigeria, brought to any African country or developing country without the use of practical cash, without the aid of giving people money. And his name is Basi OYEKAN, all the way from Nigeria. So without much further ado, I'll be welcoming him. But before then, please share this link with your friends. A lot of people in Nigeria are complaining on a daily basis of how they lack opportunities and they lack, all that it takes to make progress. But with these ideas, I believe that we can absolutely change the lives of millions of people. And I believe somebody out there might just see this video and be able to take the right steps in government to make sure that some of these things are given to the young people to be able to thrive. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Basi. Hello, Mr. Basi. Welcome to the show.
Good evening, sir. It's evening here.
All right. It's nice to have you with us. How are you doing over there in Nigeria today?
We are doing fine. We are coping with the situation, managing.
Very good. I understand that you're somebody who wants to be a voice for the young people, correct?
Yeah, very correct. Absolutely.
True. So before we go forward, can you please tell us a little bit about yourself and the things that you've experienced as a person that brought you to discovering these 15 ideas that you want to share with us today?
My name is OLUWOLE Basi. My mom is from Calabar, my dad is from Yoruba, and that is where Basi came in alongside Yoruba name.
All right.
I am in my late 30s. I am into agriculture. I pick agriculture as profession because there is opportunity to be creative in it. There's opportunity to invent things. So I don't want a closed circuit profession. Even if I'm a sociology by profession, but I realize that I have this calling towards agriculture. I feel fine with it. So your second question said my experience. Yeah. Wow, my experience. Let me start from the fact that even the master's degree that I am talking about, I have not gotten the result yet.
Okay.
I have not gotten the result yet because a master's degree, because of it is done in Nigeria to even finish, to finish it, even when you have your money, you are brilliant, everything is still challenging to me in particular. So what I will be saying, a lot of experience. Like I said, I am in my late 30s, so numerous experience. What I'll be saying would be after master's degree. After master's degree, I begin to search for job. I begin to search for job. Then there was no job, just like the normal aphorism in Nigeria. There was no job. So I started doing Okada. Surprisingly to me, I was not the only master's degree holder or a graduate, let me say, because I have not collected the result for my master's degree. Let me say graduate. So I was not the only master's degree. Almost when there is hold up in Nigeria, you will ask this one. When there is any opportunity for you to interact with any Okada man, and Okada is one of the most lowest job in Nigeria. Even at Nigerian stage, Okada is among the lowest. It's like,
All right. Sorry, before you go forward, for those who are not Nigerians, please tell them what Okada means.
Okada mean motorcycle, this
All right.
machine.
All right. So you
So
use
Okada
the
here
motorcycle to commercially move people from one place to the other.
commercialize it to make money.
All right. All
You
right.
can move not only people, you can move goods too.
Uh-huh. All right. Okay. Good. So I'm sure those who are not Nigerians who don't understand our local lingo of Okada now know what you're talking about, in the sense that it's
Yeah.
the machine that is used to carry passengers, maybe one, two, or even three sometimes at a time, and it can also be used to carry goods. So please go ahead.
Yes. So unfortunately to me, like what many graduates will pass through in Nigeria, I did not buy brand new Okada because it is when you buy brand new that you enjoyed it. I
All right.
bought fairly used Okada, which was hell to me. I would work and save up to 20,000 naira. Okada will spoil just one day. 20,000 naira will not even be enough.
To fix
20
it.
will not be enough after saving because I am DSA, I am Dr. Sunday Adelaja's follow. So if you are a good follower, you must learn how to save by fire, by force.
Yeah.
So I save with Okada. It will reach 20,000 naira. I will pack or go and buy spare part, buy this. So that aside. After that, I now start school teaching. When I was teaching in secondary school with master's degree, or if you with master's degree, I was collecting 15,000 naira.
In a month.
15,000 naira per month. They were paying me 15,000 naira.
Okay.
So, and the 15,000 naira, before you collect it, it will be fight, it will be quarrel, it will be this. The student did not pay money, all of this kind of stuff.
Was it a
So
private or a
sometimes
public school?
it's private.
Wow. So even in the private sector, you had to battle to get your money.
It's private sector, or let me say at least in Osun State here, or in Iwo particular, private sector with the man that I am working with, it was battle. Almost, he will pay 21. That is, if like now that we are in December, he will pay to November salary, 21. Sometimes 1 month we even hold ourselves. So that is what I experienced. Then I went into farming. Although I was doing farming, but I left the teaching job, went into farming, and I planted 2,000 plantain stands within 8 months.
So you
2,000
got
plantain
somebody
stands.
was able to give you land, right?
Yeah, I inherit. It's a kind of inheritance
Okay, so
from
you
my father
inherited
because
land and you had it all
I
this
inherit.
while where you were doing the Okada business or the motorcycle commercial business and the teaching. The land was just on its own at all this time.
No, I was cultivating the land, but it was not on
Okay.
commercial scale.
All
I
right.
was
All right.
planting like vegetable.
Okay. So at that time, you didn't think of going into it as a means of income. It was just something you did
Yeah,
as a hobby on the side while you were pursuing all these other opportunities.
yeah.
All right.
So
Go ahead.
so I later delved into it and I planted. I can congratulate myself because I have the largest plantain farm in the Oyo Road.
Wow.
I have the largest plantain farm in the Oyo Road. So, but something began to happen. With my master's degree and everything, searching for government to help me, looking for government to at least assist to make this thing in commercial scale, there is some things. I went to OSADEP. OSADEP is Osun State Government facilitation that they facilitate youth. There was no way that, for about 2-3 years, there was no way, and it's not difficult. It's very difficult here for an individual to succeed. Here. So I was looking for a partner, everybody. There was no this kind of assistance from anywhere. So a time now came that I did not even have transport to go to the farm. And that was how the farm, the owner, one of my father's brother that gave me the farm, quarrel begin to come because he have palm front. That is palm kernel in the farm. So he need the farm to be cleared often. And I was not having power to clear the farm for his palm front. So that is how they do things here. So I was not having power. So he collected the farm and all my effort lost for 3 years. So after that.
So within those 3 years, what were you doing? Did you stop working completely on the farm and start doing something else?
Within those 3 years, I was doing the farm and I was also saved. I was like, after he collected the farm issues spoiled, something like that. Not as if he collected it absolutely. If I am ready today, if I have power today, I can go there. But okay. But he just give another person the farm and something.
When
like
you say
that.
If you have power, do you mean if you have means, like if you have money to invest in the farm?
Yes.
Okay. Because when you say you have power, I'm trying to understand if it's the physical strength you need or if it's the financial one you're talking about.
All right. I have some money, but the job now has become so much such that only I can't do it. You
can't do it alone.
I marry.
Okay. All right.
I can't do it alone.
Did you try to employ some other people, or you couldn't afford that?
To employ another people to come and work for the farm?
Yeah.
Yes, sure. The Egedes are the ones that work in the farm in this place, Egede and Kutonu.
So did you try to employ people to help you at that time, or you could not afford it?
Yes, I could not afford even transport. There was a time that it was so worse that people transport to go to the farm. I could not afford.
Okay, go ahead.
So after farm, I now hustle, Okada, all together, the 3 trees, doing school, doing farm, all together. I now bought motor, a car, and it was the worst because here, there's a lot that you could do with car. I bought this Micra car. It's like I sent a picture to you. The car was horrible, old and everything. So it was the worst because I did not use the car even 2 months. So my 250,000 just useless because they showed me the one that will work for me, 400,000, but I did not have money. So I went to buy the one that my money reached, and I did not use the car at all. So why am I stressing all of this? These are just the normal thing that an average youth passes through in Nigeria. Some don't even have money to even buy the Okada. Like, for instance, in Nigerian, it is even profitable for you to go and learn work. When you were, because now people that went to learn carpenter, all those bricklayer, all those kind of job that look like menial job here. When they are sharing food, when they are eating, graduates will go and beg and be fighting when they are doing their graduation. Those who cannot even read CO2, the WE, when they are eating, building house, graduates will go and rent it. That's the situation here that I am experiencing. So that is the little that.
So when did you start? So that's your history, and like you said, there are thousands or tens of thousands of young people who are in your shoes who don't have the ability to sustain themselves and who don't even have an inheritance like you did to be able to farm and all of that. And even in the midst of that, you still could not afford to keep up with your family responsibilities. So when did you? Yeah, go ahead.
Pardon, one more thing. Do you know that I even have a brother in UK that at least my own there will be a place to cry, for help. Yet this situation was still horrible like this. There's somebody that I will call, biological brother, my immediate elder brother. Yet the situation was so horrible like this because you would do this, nobody to assist. You would do this, nobody to assist. That is why I begin to come out with how to do things without money. And it was about this period. One more thing, you see, the church that we attend, I attend Winners Chapel. When my father died, they told us that we should bring 2,000 naira. 2,000, that I was in part 2 then. They said we should bring 2,000 naira for scholarship, those of us who does not have parents. So when we brought the 2,000 naira, they didn't give anybody the scholarship. And we were about 1,000. So even...
Sorry, I'm going to have to pause to stop you there, just to ask you a few questions for clarity. Did you lose your mom already as well?
Did I? No, I didn't lose my mom. My mom is still alive.
Okay, so it was just your dad you lost, but he was the breadwinner of the house and he was the one helping you financially, right?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
So when this happened, Winners Chapel told you to bring 2,000 naira so that you could get into a scholarship scheme?
Yes.
All right, and you and about 1,000 other people now paid your 2,000 naira.
We were so much. We were so much. We were like if you experience any of this civil service something,
yes,
any of this government, that was how we were much. Maybe what will be familiar with you is like primary school assembly. Wow. That was how we were much. And yet it was about 3 months that we discovered that it was only one person that they gave 25,000 naira.
What?
It was only one.
You mean they collected 2,000 naira from thousands of young people and only gave one person the so-called scholarship, it was worth 25,000?
Yes, they gave the boy 25,000. The boy is a medical doctor. Femi is the boy name.
But you cannot but 25,000 is not even enough for you to pay for one semester, is it?
That was what they gave the boy.
So how is that a scholarship exactly?
Yeah, it's support. I don't even understand, but it's like they call it support or scholarship, but it was scholarship that I had.
So that means the 2,000 naira that you used in getting in was just like a raffle. You were getting into a raffle or how do you call it now? A lottery system where they pick a lucky winner for that special privilege of making 25,000 naira or gaining 25,000 as a help, right?
Yes.
That's really strange because if 1,000 people pay 2,000, if 1,000 people pay 2,000 naira, that's the church making a huge profit.
That is the selling point in Nigeria, and where you will be suffering. That is why we must help. I must do everything to help the poor people. You will be suffering. You will see a big man come and he's robbing you and he's saying that, look at my car. Will I be cheating you? Will I be seeing you driving wheelbarrow, fetching water with your head and still want to collect your 2,000 naira? As that is the real situation. Call anybody. You'll be looking for a job in Nigeria, and as a girl, you will be the one to go and pay for hotel for the man to come and sleep with you. Not even the man paying for hotel again. This situation is so worse to that extent. So how many do you want to talk, sir? Somebody will cut somebody's head, go and sell it for 5,000 naira.
But this is supposed to be the church. This is supposed to be a place of refuge. This is supposed to be the largest charity organization per se in the world, which is the body of Christ, the church, because that's where people who are hopeless supposed to go and find hope, and people who don't have anything supposed to go to. Poor people supposed to go there to get at least some relief for their lives. So for them to take money from you guys, because if it's 2,000 times 1,000, that's almost 200,000 only for them to give you just 25,000 or one person 25,000. That means you've lost. Did they make it clear to you that this was what you were going into from the start?
They didn't make it clear, but I'm sure they told us that they would select us based on some proof, some evidence that our father really died, something like that. And I presented my father
death
certificate, something like that. I presented a paper from hospital, a doctor's report or something like that. I can't remember. I presented it to them to show evidence that my father actually died. And they call that 2,000 naira, when I was in part 2, would have taken me for nothing less than 1 week or 2 weeks for feeding. So this is just So immediately I had Dr. Sunday Adelaja criticizing these people. I know that it was just like, from that day that I had Dr. Sunday Adelaja, correct breeze begin to blow to me. That it proved that sight is not, correct breeze begin to touch me walking on the road. Yeah, I was set free.
Wow.
From, it was like chain broke, because you, and I must give kudos to Mayowa. Mayowa really did a good job, because Dr. Sunday Adelaja criticized them, and we were thinking that, me personally and many more, we were thinking that this is a pastor. Nothing can happen to him. Nothing can happen to him. He's a pastor. It's like me and, if me and you, we are made now, me and you abusing ourselves. It's as if there is no much. But if somebody in primary one now abuse you, I am looking at it from Nigerian context, as if you can do much to him. So when Mayowa came out, and what is so funny with me, why Mayowa absolutely set me free from those things, that is Mayowa Olaiya.
Yeah.
Is that she will even talk about sex again. She will even say that he hang out with boys again. And you are criticizing these people, and you are not, to me, I'm sorry, Mayowa, if you are listening, and you are not this very holy. You are still even saying that I hang out, I am a young girl, I do hang out with boys too. In an interview that he said with is it Israel Balogun, he told us that he even still spend his time. And sometimes Mayowa will come up and say, sorry guys, sorry for the delay, I have been traveling from Canada to India. I will say, and you are coming to criticize, you criticized him yesterday, and today you came again. And that was when I was set free totally. There is nothing I can't talk. If I am afraid, it's because of physical assault. But to say God will punish me, I will run mad. If I talk about tithe, all of those things, it's just because of physical things that I can keep quiet, because I don't have power now. So that is just.
So she helped to break that that aura of fear around the whole talking about men of God and things like that.
You wouldn't know what Mayowa did. You wouldn't know what, because our last money, for instance, I will save up to 20,000 naira, go to one night vigil. They will say that I am poor, suffering, because I did not bring everything to God. And who will not bring everything to God when they promise you that one favor, one day of favor is worth a whole lifetime? Are you mad that you will not bring it until doctor? And this was what I was doing for 14 years. I appeared. This is what I was doing for 14 years. Gather this money, take it there, and then it was horrible. It was horrible. Your last money, sometimes you trek home, sometimes you don't have money to eat for 2-3 days. You go to the church back. They said that church is not charity organization. If they want to give you money for 2-3 years, they make you pass through a lot of protocol, disgrace. People gather, look at you, look at who is begging, so that you will not come again, even when they will not give you that one again. But like once they gave me, just one for 14 years. And I often fall into problem, like an average Nigerian fall into problem. Let me say, like every 3 years, averagely, I go. So they gave me one. They gave me 6,000 naira, and I paid 25,000 naira. I paid 25,000 naira for seed 6 days ago. So when I came, they said all the money had been taken to headquarters, that there is no money reserved for charity organization. It's only health. It's only.
So you mean you gave 25,000 naira as a seed, and then when you were out of money completely and you had nothing to sustain yourself, they then gave you 6,000 naira to use to take care of yourself?
If you have something to sustain yourself, that is not sacrifice now.
Wow.
That means you throw the money. You don't understand the concept very well. Or maybe you understand. You are just sorry for that.
No, I understand you, that they're indirectly blaming you when you don't get the results that they promised that you're going to get after you've given everything that you have.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Because you gave everything and you were not smiling back home. You were not smiling back, thanking God that they've collected everything, and that is why you didn't see the result. So one of the days in my Bible school, I asked the pastor, I have been sowing. Why have I not ever experienced any breakthrough? I only hear it in testimony. The man said, good. You only hear it from testimony. You see that it's working for people. It's because of this your complaint. What you are doing now is why you have never ever, for about 10 years ago. What you are doing
so just
now
asking questions was seen as you complaining, and then they used it to condemn you instead of answering the question.
Yes, they said what I am doing now is why I am the way I am, and why I hear one or two people giving testimony that they sow seed and there is a breakthrough in their life.
Wow. All right, before you go on, ladies and gentlemen, please share this link with your friends. We're live on Facebook, and I don't think we're on YouTube this day because we've got some technical problems with YouTube, so we're strictly on Facebook. So please help us share this link and let everyone know that we're live on Facebook, but we're not on YouTube because we're still sorting out the technical issues that we've got with the YouTube company. So please share this link with as many of your friends as possible so that it can help deliver somebody. Like you heard him say that he listened to someone who was opening his eyes, or who was opening the eyes of people at the time about pastors and the unfair practices that were going on in the church, and it broke the spirit of fear. It broke the mentality, the psychological stronghold of fear over his life. You see, he said he became a human being. So this video can help deliver a lot of people because there is a place for knowledge in deliverance. A lot of people pray and they think deliverance is just a spiritual thing, but it's also an intellectual thing. It's a knowledge thing. It's a psychological thing. And he was delivered by listening to somebody just criticizing the wrong practices of the church. So share this link so that people can know the truth for themselves. They can listen to it and understand that not everything they hear in church is the right thing to do. And not everything that they are being told by pastors are things that they should follow. They have to confirm these things with the word of God. And they have to always make sure that whatever they are being told to do, there is sense in it. He was giving all of his money as somebody who was poor and struggling, and he got nothing in return. When he asked questions, he got attacked. That is the wrong way to approach things. Please help deliver somebody today and share this link. All right. So back to you, Mr. Bassey. Can you please tell us how you came up with these 15 ideas of how you can see that, or how poor people can be helped, how young people who are educated, or maybe even semi-educated or semi-literate, can be helped? Because if you were suffering this much, what time did you have to sit down to reason out these ideas?
Yes, I got the idea. You know, it's like somebody, there is this parable that used to say that necessity is the mother of invention. Experience is the best teacher. When you suffer, necessity, something like that. When you suffer too much, you begin to invent, your brain wake up to realities of life. You begin to come up with, man must survive. Mm-hmm. Man must survive. So I begin to do a lot of things. I realized that I could pay. There is other ways that you could pay for something without money. They call it, you pay by kind or by cash. If you don't have cash, you can pay by kind too. So it is the kind aspect that I was using so that I would survive. So,
all right. So are you done, or you still want to go on?
Yeah, so that was is necessity that led to my invention of all these things.
All right. So please talk to us about these ideas. What is the first one?
Well, the first idea is directly copied. I think it's only this one that it's just copy and paste from Dr. Sunday Adelaja. The first thing that we need to change from youth and everything is the value system.
All right.
It's a value system. What do I mean by value system? People don't even believe that Nigerian is a place to start with. Nigerian is a place to live in. People don't believe that any Nigerian can produce something good. People don't believe that you can succeed in Nigeria and you can do this. So we need to change that value system. And there are three aspects in which when I listen to Dr. Sunday Adelaja, his message is too much. So I pick only three aspects. Number one, love. Number two, structuring of Nigeria, not fixing Nigeria, or something like that. Mm-hmm. So I don't listen to almost all. It's just too much. I want to concentrate and build myself on love, structuring of Nigeria, and creativity. Because I believe that is what holds solution to Nigerian problem, no love. So that is one of the value system. One of the first value system is love. Like, for instance, today I was coming. This SIM card that I'm using to call, I went to broke it to nano SIM because I bought a Tisala SIM in case network failed. As I was coming, I assisted one woman. The woman was calling somebody. The person was just busy going. A very old woman, and I ran there, a youth. I ran there and I assisted the woman. While I was sitting on the Marua, we call this tricycle Marua here. A boy was carrying a lot of load in his leg. We were just sitting there, and I told him, bring it. That this is just I'm talking about today only. Today only. This is just my normal. Ever since I meet Dr. Sunday Adelaja, this is just my normal. If you are correct follower of Dr. Sunday DSA, in fact, you can go and borrow money to help somebody, and that is the kind of life that I wanted to live, or even that, as in do more crazy thing than borrowing money, sir. If you really follow his message. And that is some of the value system among many other value systems. So that is the first thing, the value system of the youth. We need to approach our locally made goods.
So that's number 2 now. We should patronize locally made goods, right?
No, that is still number 1.
All right. Which is value system, right?
It's still value system. We need to, for instance, today if you hear something is Igbo made, you will say that I will not buy it. I will go to any shop. All the juice, all the fruit juice, everything is from imported, all foreign made, all of those things. No, local made goods are just kept at bay. We cannot develop, we cannot help ourselves by this. That is number 1.
Just to add to what you said, while you were talking, you spoke about when you were working, right, as a teacher, and how it took time for you to get paid. And that just reminded me about this whole value system topic, because in government today, the government doesn't pay workers, and it holds on to salary for months. And a lot of people complain and they say, oh, the government is bad, the government is not doing the right thing. ASU goes on strike because they don't get paid, and students go home. Like you said, you've not gotten your master's degree. I don't know how many years it has been now, and you're still waiting for your certificate. So that just makes me understand that it's not about the government, because like we try to tell people that the government is made up of Nigerians. So if you complain about the government, you're only complaining about Nigerians, and the value system is the same. Because in the private sector, where this man doesn't have access to government money, it's his own money, and he's not even paying as promptly as he should. How much more when he gets into government, where the money is larger? Whatever deficiency the person has will only be increased when they get to a platform of higher responsibility. So it's not exactly about the government, it's about the people and the values that they hold. So in the private sector, if somebody doesn't pay promptly, there's no way when they get into government, they'll start paying promptly. No, it's going to be the same thing, because it's a mentality, it's a value system that they hold that does not have to do with integrity, which is why wherever they go to, they'll always look after their own interests first, as opposed to looking after the interest of others. But when the value system changes, be it in the private sector or in the government, the results will be the same, which is integrity, promptness, and people will be able to trust whatever you say. If you say you're going to be paying on the 30th, every 30th there will be payment. If at all there are problems that come up, because in business things go wrong, it will not be a common occurrence. It will be once in a while that things like that would happen. So I just wanted to add that to make people realize that as much as you want to blame the government, know that the government comprises of Nigerians who have the same value systems as those in the private sector. That's why those on the street are behaving or have the same value system as those in government, which is why the result is the same. Disorder, chaos, corruption, and you can't really trust anybody to do anything right. All right, so please go ahead. What's number 2 idea that you've got?
Yes, number 2 is a way that government could purchase locally made goods. Government should not only discourage, as in block close border, all of those kind of measures that they are putting into place, but rather government should find medium of purchasing the goods direct. And I will, because I'm talking about help without money, I will put it in the right way. Nigerians are already used to system not working. Why not use this for the advantage? Delay the people's salary, delay the federal government worker salary for some time. Use it to buy we that are upcoming. Use the thing to buy we, and now dash them the goods. That is my suggestion. If the government could maybe delay the something, and now use the money to buy like bag of rice from the local farmers, from yam, beans, so that to promote our consumption and encourage from the other side to be consuming our goods, and buy the thing and give them, or be removing maybe little money per month. Somebody who is collecting 45,000 be removing 5,000 naira use it to now buy. A normal Nigerian will eat rice. If he does not eat rice, he will eat beans or something like that. Use it to buy it and give them just to encourage local production. Also, pertaining to this local production encouragement, anybody who government want to give job or whatever, maybe street light, maybe road to do, maybe toilet to build, if you did not use locally made good, like locally made tractor, because I sent picture to you, Nigerians have invented everything. No way, nobody's encouraging it. You know, I told you that I follow Dr. Sunday Adelaja, creativity and innovation. I realized that there is no one thing. Call that thing rocket that is invented in this Nigerian. Tractor, bulldozer, everything. It's like you follow the program. So they should take it as a yardstick. Do you want this contract? Do you want this offer? What are your tools? Where did you get them from? Let that be a criteria for this. Then it will encourage local inventions. It will encourage local inventions. And without money, just the normal contract that you wanted to offer before, just use it to encourage local this thing. We could be assisted for our product to be of standard, because I know that could be the reason. We could be assisted very well. Like this man that appears in Dr. Sunday Adelaja show, this man from Anambra, he said that that man have a very sad story. This man invented marijuana that is solar energy.
That's tricycle, right?
Tricycle.
That is solar powered.
So that is solar powered. So the governor of Anambra or something, I think it's Anambra, went to the place and checked the thing. He didn't give this boy 50 kobo from his statement. He didn't assist this boy. The vice president visited the town and went to the place, and if you see the boy video, they checked the thing, and the boy said he have power to invent more. The boy said he is looking for who to commercialize. According to the boy's statement, a dime was not given to him. Even when this big men came there to snap picture with these things, I listened to it with the song that the boy, I forgot the guy name, but it was Dr. Sunday Adelaja and Shola or something like that was interviewing the young man. This man said that, do you know the worst thing that happened with that issue? So that is why when I don't blame people who said that Nigeria cannot be good again. When Nigeria now want to get marijuana that is solar facilitated and solar empowered, they now go and import it, or they were bargaining with Japan, something like that, is it Japan or Spain, to bring it, to import it to Nigeria. And after they've seen this boy, and this boy now said that it's like one of the people who bought the marijuana from the government that they imported from Japan, brought it, and he discovered that his zone efficiency about 340, he measured about 340, that his zone is better off. So it's just to encourage this, all of these things. There is no one that have to do with money, just to change orientation. Nigeria would develop if they listen to Dr. Sunday Adelaja just 1 week, Nigeria will change. If they follow his advice, just only 3 to 4 videos. They don't need to even on restructuring Nigeria.
So your second point is the government should patronize the local people who are into production to encourage their creativity and their productivity, and to also help boost everything that has to do with their businesses, correct?
Yes, very well.
Fantastic. I think that will go a long way to help. Instead of importing things, we should encourage it to be produced locally, because no country can grow without its private sector, without its creative and innovative base being boosted. And like you said, if they listen to DSA, they would have found out some of these ideas, but it's great that it's coming from you, just like you were praising the fact that some ideas came from Mayowa and they had a different effect on you as a listener. So let's hope that this will also resonate with a lot of people who have not been willing to listen to the extensive, things that DSA has said about ideas that can help Nigeria. All right, on to number 3. Please tell us your third point on how the youths of Nigeria can be helped without money.
There is about 82 million hectares of land that is lying unused, untapped in Nigeria. 82 million hectares of land. That one is even beyond some country, lying untapped in Nigeria. Let us encourage people or bring foreign investors and find a way of doing it. But that is not even where I am going, sir. That one is just by the way. Somebody have said that Nigerians are so rich, talking about agriculture. Somebody came and a white man came and said, Nigerians are so blessed so that you can pick money on the floor, but Nigerians are so blind that they can't see it. So how will I analyze that statement? Mary Odinga, a woman from Kenya, Mary Odinga, now came to illustrate this statement. How did he do it? He came to Nigeria and he came to Osun State specifically. I think Osun or Ondo. He picked snails for free. Remember where I started from? He picked snail for free. Mary Odinga from Kenya. He picked snail for free. I have a lot of them like that, but Mary Odinga one is more interesting. He packed snail for free and took it to Kenya. Today he employed 10 Nigerians. If she will definitely listen to this. He employed 10 Nigerians and other workers, or maybe not up to 10. He employed people. So what do I want to say here is that opportunities are wasted. We are blessed with agriculture. We should learn how to utilize them. There should not be ghost farmer. If you those 82 million hectares of land, if you want to go and farm, some people will still come out. They call them ghost farmer. The land has been for 100 years. Government should find a way to make we, the youth that are looking for all these ghost farmer to a way for them to allow us to farm. Somebody will still come and still say, it's my portion, it's my this. I have experienced it. All that I'm talking is what most of the thing is what I have first-hand experience. So they will still come. So
you think the government should incentivize young people to get into commercialized farming using some of this free land that is lying fallow and nobody is using right now, right?
Yes.
If possible, they should lease it out, because I feel like if people don't have the money to buy, they can lease. It's like rent. They can lease it out. Like, for example, right here in Europe, it's hard for you to buy land and own it. The best the government does, or the best that even private citizens do, is to lease the land to you. So you pay a rent on the land for maybe 1 or 2 years, and you use it to farm commercially. You're able to make a profit, and you're able to return the land when you're done. So I believe that that's something that the government in Nigeria can also look into, or give it out for free, or take parts of the profit when, you know, the whole thing comes to fruition and the land has been used for agricultural purposes and it has been productive. But let's go back to the Kenyan you spoke about. You said she's now employing 10 Nigerians. What exactly is she employing them to do? Is she employing them to pick those snails and then she ships them over there to Kenya?
I can't tell in detail. The book that I read and discover, he just did not, even the 10, he just say employ some Nigerians. I am just the one who, pardon my
And her business is snail.
Her business is moving, and she's even exporter and importer in agriculture. And the book was trying to paint, I forgot the author, that the book was trying to paint people who came to Nigeria to pick. It was not only her, but I just pick one in case of, pick one and memorize.
So she came to Nigeria and she got the idea of the snail business, and that's what she has now been able to use to employ over 10 Nigerians. And I'm sure she's making millions of naira from that business, because for you to employ 10 Nigerians, you must really be making quite a huge profit.
Yeah, very well.
All right, let's go to number 4, please.
So, number 4 is our town hall should not be for party only. It should be for talent display. It should be for invention display. It should be for an average town hall in Nigeria and have chairs. Have some may even have black. I don't think they have. So, but they have a place that, and they just close this place. I don't think Nigeria know the meaning of town hall. They just close this house. And youth does not have where to meet to exchange ideas. You go to church, almost all the old church now, the first thing they do, they put fence. Church that's supposed to accommodate you for new ideas, just like the way Dr. Sunday or you gave me opportunity now for me to talk. So since church have done this, mosques have done it, they close the door with the biggest key, they put fence, they put barbed wire in some of the church, so that youth cannot. And there's a lot for you young people to do. A lot. Number one, there could be talent promotion, there could be invention demonstration, there could be a lot of things like that youth need place to demonstrate, need place to display. So the town hall should be made available. Town hall, social media should be made available to encourage. Like I don't know whether I am going to the next point. Instead of we watching comedy, the comedian online, they should use it to teach us how to use phone to promote our locally made good. With the 2-3 minutes that they use it to make us laugh, they should use it to teach us how to use phones. Most of us that are educated, we have Android phone, but we don't even know how to. And in how will I put it? In outside there, they use phone for a lot of things. So that, like I read in book, phone for farming, phone for marketing, phone for introduction of new technology, phone for agric extension. Instead of using it to laugh, throughout yesterday and today, I on television just for me to see whether I would learn one thing. For 24 hours, you will not see one thing that will add value.
That
in
is
Nigerian
educative.
television. That is educative. That will not person like me that focus more on agriculture, but anything that will even add value. You will see this Olamide, all of these people sing most of the time. So those things should be changed. The town hall, all of those things. These things are free. Just like the way you make us laugh. That is why I said without money. At least I can relate it with comedy. I am in some channel. They give me comedy. They post comedy for free. That is the comedian post this thing for free. So, and town hall are just there. There's a lot of talent show, all of that. There's a lot of people that want to come out and give testimony self. Like I sent one video to you, how one woman that is frying this thing, I dash her 5,000 naira to start. And the woman, according to her testimony, she says she has become so big such that she's using the money to sponsor children in OAU. Children that have almost 5,000 naira that she used to start. This kind of woman should come to the public and let people know she's old, some sort of.
So just a 5,000 naira investment he made has helped her to grow her business to the point that she's now sponsoring her kids in the university.
Yes, wow. According to her testimony that she told me, she's selling this what is called dodo ikire. Dodo ikire means this ripe plantain that has almost want to spoil. Okay. So you use red oil and put pepper. There's a way that you do it. It will not become black. He said that is what he used to train his 3 children. Since the time that I dashed him, since 2 years. Or one that I gave him. And he said he married irresponsible husband. In Nigeria, yeah, there are some men like that. They just sit down and hit the wife foot. He said she was unfortunate too to have that kind of man. And yet she still up and doing with this just 5,000 naira that I give. So amazing. This kind of people, she only talk to me, no way for we to gather. This thing should be like a system, like we've been taught, a system where every Friday or every Saturday, one person that has had a major breakthrough should come and gather and tell people.
Wow, that's a great idea. I believe that if this idea is followed, a lot of people would be benefited from it, because if a community comes together, even if it's twice in a month or once in a month, where everybody comes to look at the innovations that young people have come up with, it will help to inspire a lot of young people, and it will help to even shift a lot of minds away from the street, away from crime, away from boredom, because they'll be able to see other young people who are doing creative things, and they also want to be on stage showing off their creativity and their abilities to use just basic things that they have around them to create something that is great. And the government can also look in on such places to pick talent for scholarships and things of that nature. And that would definitely help to boost our human capital base in Nigeria. All right, the next point. I think, is this number 4 or 5?
No, before, it should be number 5 now. Also. Before you go, you made mention of something, which is, you said government should use it for scholarship or something.
Yeah.
Not scholarship to go and study in UK. It should not be. It should not be anybody who invents something new. I just wanted to shift in that because that is what me I see here. I don't know. That is what me. Anybody who invents something new, if government want to help him, that is if there will be help at all. They sponsor the person to go and finish master's degree in UK, London, and who will come back? Who will come back?
But you can always add a clause to the sponsorship and say that we're going to sponsor you to go abroad because we trust that the education level is a lot higher and you will graduate and get a certificate, unlike who hasn't gotten your master's degree. So they can say you would get your degree and you must come back and this is what you're going to do. So they're going to create a job for you, ready-made, that when you come back, this is what you're going to be doing to make sure that whatever you've learned, you're putting it into practice in the community that helped to sponsor you. What do you think about that?
Yeah, very well, very well.
Yeah, that way you have people in local governments who schooled in the UK but who are applying their skills. So when they go abroad, they're not just going to go abroad to become philosophers. They're going to go abroad to become practical, in their approach, because they know now that I'm going abroad to study to come and solve a problem in my community that I've already shown an inclination towards. So for example, like the guy with the keke napep, for example, if they're going to send him abroad, they're telling him that when you get back to Nigeria, we're going to be responsible for opening up, for example, a place where you can begin to create more of these kinds of keke napep, and then you also teach others some of the things that you've learned. Even if they don't have the level of education you have to teach them right here, and you have to work in a company right here, or you have to do something that will help to create more people like yourself and make sure that there are more keke napeps that are made. So if every community like that has somebody for agriculture, for keke napep, for the internet, for cars, for anything generally, every community will begin to grow just by one person doing the right thing, because one person shining as light will help pull others in and make them see that, hey, this is possible. So by the time one community sends one person and the person goes and comes back and is productive, they might send 5 people the next time. Those 5 people come back, just like that. Within 10 years, you have a completely different system in that community.
Absolutely.
All right. So what's your next point?
My next point is soft loan should be made easily available for anybody who discovered ideas. Soft loan, remember I said helping without money. Soft loan means what they will return. So I am still on my point. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So, like for instance, even me, when I started following Dr. Sunday Adelaja, when I started following DSA, I invented soap. And cream. I went to study it and somebody taught me, and I learned more and came out with something a little bit different and better off. So what happened is that invention ended there. No buyers, no money to even do the thing. The one that you did, you try to tell people, they mock you, because you are new to the market. No means of encouragement. Government and citizen are just parallel in Nigerian. Government are doing their own. Hello?
Hi, I can hear you.
Government are just doing their own. No connect. I didn't see any connection. Then the citizens are just doing their own. So loan should be made available. I have applied for some government loan 2-3 years. They have not given me. And some of these 2-3 years they have not been given. In fact, I can boldly say that apart from this Senator OLUWOLE that gave me cow, I am in my late 30s. I've never ever benefited one thing, and I am always applying from government or from Nigerian. I've never ever benefited except maybe things like road, maybe hair. I buy water self. I can't see. So there should be soft loan made available without interest. They can do it without interest for those of us who have idea, all these things that we've been discussing.
Yeah, I believe that, like what you said about the town halls, if they tell people, if you've got an idea and a business that you think can work, write a business plan and then bring it to the town hall and then share it in front of everybody the way they do on some of these shows on TV, and let us see if your idea is viable. And they should also teach people how to write business plans, because writing a business plan is a very unique skill that you need to be taught. And most people cannot do it on their own because it's very technical. It has to do with numbers, it has to do with thought, research, and lots of things. So I believe teaching people to do research and then helping those who have ideas to come to the fore and then giving them loans will help to make Nigeria a more developed country and will help people to become a lot more independent. Can you please move backwards a bit because we can only see your face now, half of your face. The rest of your face has disappeared. Aha, please sit backwards. I see that you keep trying to get your notes. So whenever you're doing that, please be conscious that we need to see the whole of your face at least. All right, so number 6.
Number 7, okay, whatever number.
Now you've gone to say, yeah, you said 15. Okay, we'll just say next, all right.
Yes, the next point is very, very important. In fact, it's even want to look more important than all what we've been talking about.
All right.
And you wonder, what is this point? Yeah. No law. There is no law that is protecting small-scale business in Nigeria.
All right.
If I explain this to you, I don't think Ajebota will understand this. Ajebota means rich person who. What if you are selling? You may use 10,000 naira to start business here. Mm-hmm. Your profit may be something like 1,000 naira or 500 naira, and somebody come and buy it for credit. Because this money is small, it's not up to 100,000 naira. You can't go to police. You can't go to, not even one person even care. What is 1,000 naira debt? What is 1,000 naira? And this is the problem. You will gather to, because Nigeria is already the poorest. Yesterday, this thing said over 100 million are living below poverty, not at the level of poverty. So, hello?
Hi, I can hear you. You said 100 million people are living below the poverty line in Nigeria, correct? Hello?
Living below the poverty. Are living below poverty line in Nigeria.
Yeah, so please move backwards a little bit. Your face, we can't see your face. Aha, yeah. It's like you're really passionate and you want to really take this thing by force. We wish you could shake these ideas into our politicians. It will help Nigeria. All right, please go ahead.
So, I was talking about.
You were talking about the fact that over 100 million people are living below the poverty line. And that has become a problem in Nigeria. Hello?
Yes. So that is that point. So that means that 10,000 naira, 5,000 naira are the money that most Nigerians used to start business.
Yes.
So 300 naira, 200 naira debt, that person come and play with your business may wreck the business. But no police, no lawyer will ever attend to you. And it is small scale that used to turn to big business. So the commercial laws and all these laws is not comprehensive enough to cover poor people.
So what kind of law do you think they need to pass? You need them to. Do you want a law that would force people to pay, or that will force the police to attend to you no matter how small the debt is, as long as you're a small business owner?
Yes. Police should be accessible by.
By the small business owners.
Accessible by the poor people when anybody wants to do.
All right. So police should help small business owners in redeeming their debt whenever the need arises.
Yes, that is very, very important point, because your business may liquidate. They play with small scale business owners so much. All these people who buy debt, you can't move on without debt. All the people who they come and all of these kind of things, especially debt. So no access to justice.
So they should help to reframe the justice system in such a way that it works for the poor as much as it works for the rich, or it works for the big scale criminals per se. Yes. All right, fantastic. Have you written to your legislator in your state to see how they can put that, to see if that bill can be sponsored even on the local level? Have you tried to talk to your local senator or House of Representative?
I wanted to write a letter to the Senate of the making bodies. I try to find out how I can reach them. So I met some lawyers. Some lawyers said my case is not whether all the millions, all the hundred thousands of naira that they used to go and obtain their law. So when I met some lawyer for advice on how to go about it, they said my case is not tenable. That is how Nigeria, and that is how God created life. Poor people will continue to suffer.
Wow.
So they.
You mean that's what lawyers told you?
That is, if the lawyer is even my friend, Seth. The lawyer is my very close friend.
And he told you that poor people will continue to suffer, that they cannot defend people over 200 or 5,000 naira.
Yes, they can't defend. So if they hold you 2,000 naira, so now how much will you even pay? My point is not even reasonable, Seth. So that was how the idea ended, because they didn't even show me. I didn't know. I am not very conversant with all this law, this thing. So they didn't show me the normal way to go about it.
All right. So you should ask your senators and your local legislators about that and see if it's something that they can draft into law to force every lawyer to take at least 5 cases in a month, or maybe 1 or 2 cases in a month where they don't get paid, that has to do with poor people, so that they're able to give something back to the community and not just work for profit, but also work to help save the lives of people who cannot afford their services, due to their financial circumstances.
Yeah, very well.
All right, next point, please. Yeah, go ahead.
The next point it relates to that the number 3rd point that I said. People, okay, this one is talking about recognition, public recognition of people who invent things. Not here now, I'm talking about educational sector. The professor who supervises a student, any student who write correct thesis. A lot of projects in Nigerian thesis project, they call it dissertation or something like that.
Yeah, dissertation.
They are just lying useless. Lecturer just collect it, go and throw it away. They tell you make 4 copies, 1 for department, 1 for, that is how they share it for you. So they just collect it, go and throw it away. But why is, now let me go to a very, very sad story now. Just 15 years ago, Nigerian, Indian, China, at least those 3, we were on the same level. We were all ravaging in poverty. Now, why did they develop and leave us? India has left the position of the poorest nation for us. The poorest.
And they are more than 3 times the population of Nigeria, by the way.
And they. So what did they do? What did they do and come out? Research. I study it. Everything was still. They bring 10 points. I was reading. They bring 10 points. How India and China. This number 1 will go and relate to research. Number 2 again will go and relate to application. Number 3 will go and relate to idea again. Number 4 will go and relate almost all again. If you read it deeply, you will know that this one again relate to research. How did they do it? They sponsor research, like what Bill Gates is doing. I know 3-4 people. God will really bless that man. I know 3-4 people, me personally, that Bill Gates sponsor. That Bill Gates sponsor to carry out research that they are doing. So what did they do?
Nigerians?
They now carry this. Yes, very well, very well. He's sponsoring. I have 2 people number, and I know 3-4 people.
So he has a foundation in Nigeria that helps to sponsor people who are doing research.
Not only to sponsor people, polio, meningitis, all of those things like that, immunization, or any form. He's into. He share net for us. This mosquito net, where they discovered that the greatest thing that is killing Nigerians are mosquitoes and this
because
malaria,
of the malaria. Yes.
He gave me 4. They come and knock at my door and gave me 4 mosquito net. Each one is so 600 naira a year.
Wow.
And so
that's wonderful.
So what I'm saying is that they now use this research. They now discover that there are some areas that some people have yam, like for instance, yam can grow very well in some area, in some village. some apple can grow very well. I'm talking about agriculture. I told you that my idea would be
Your
somehow
focus is
limited
on
to
agriculture, yes.
So they now sponsor those areas. They make it national policy. That is all what I could get from my own research on how India and China, although we know that technology came, but this was the origin. This was the tracing their origin. So that is Nigeria, and they just throw your thesis away, no matter how good. No matter how good. I have not seen, maybe you people have seen, but me, I have not seen one person thesis that is praised publicly or something. Even when you invent things as an engineer, nobody, the school self, even people don't even know you. Nobody even people don't come to even look. If they look self, it's poor people that are passing on the road. Correct people, correct big men that can do something. Even so, that is lacking in Nigeria. That is what I mean by educational recognition. That's what I mean by that.
Fantastic. I believe that's a point that the university should take up whenever they decide to get back to school and lecture students. They can pick up the best projects and then display them in an event with all the parents, or at least the cream de la cream and the powerful people of the university and the parents and the what do they call them, alumni, and all the people. They normally have these end of year events when people are graduating. So on that day, they can pick the 10 best, for example, projects and use that platform to promote them. And they use their platform on social media, on television, their influence all around to promote some of those things. So I believe that's a brilliant idea that would help a lot of people. And it to create a sense of competition, and it to make people to be motivated, because when you know that you have an opportunity to showcase what you have to the to the most influential people in the society, it gives you a passion and an encouragement to do the best that you can do. And I believe that will bring the best out of Nigerians, because we thrive when competition is at its highest. And most Nigerians in the West, you can see it from their results that they're very outstanding, because they're able to work hard and come up with the best answers to solutions, even in a foreign country, as long as they're given the opportunity.
Thank you very much.
All
Your analysis, me that even prepare yourself for long, I will just tell you the thing for 1 minute. Your analysis will share more light than
No, we're all DSS people, so we've learned to be able to look at things, below the surface. So we're in it together. We're in the same family. We share the same belief system. All right, so please tell us, what's the next one, please?
The next one is, after goods are discovered, after goods are invented, all those this point that we are talking about, there should now be ban of the imported one.
Okay. Have they not banned some things? I heard some time ago that they banned some products from being imported, but I think the people who were importing those things were too rich and they went and bribed their way through, correct?
Yes, they bribed their way through, but even when there is bans, Nigerians are doing it in a way that the citizen will regret all these banding things, because they did not even sponsor farmers. Like I have told you that I think I am strong. Only me, I cleared and planted 2,000 plantain stand. I was working in the night to put torchlight on my head. So, and for 2-3 years, I was going about looking for for government to even come and assist me and look at the farm. For the farm will be attractive, and no one person. So Nigerian banding these goods and don't reduce the price. There's a lot of ways. There's a lot of ways to reduce the price of locally made one, make it increase the quality and quantity, and make it good for substitution. Nigerian, I don't even understand what is wrong with Nigerian self. It's as if there is some problem. Nigerian always go for cheap things. Let me start from there. I can trek from here to Ojuore if you live here because of just 10 naira difference.
So is that place 5 kilometers or 10 kilometers away from where you live in measurement? So that people who don't live at Iwo can understand what you mean.
Yes, that is the normal thing in Nigeria. 10 kilometers because the person, your neighbor, is selling it 100 naira, and you know where they are selling it just 80 naira, 20 naira difference. That is a normal Nigerian for you, except maybe the few Ajebota, the few one. Nigeria can trek like that. So now if there is a way that government reduce the locally made good, a lot of ways. I don't know what those professors are doing. Even me that read that I can profile ways now on how to reduce, and we've been saying ways safe on how to reduce these things. So,
but that's the weird part. I don't think that the policies that are being made in government, they have any consultation with professors or intellectuals in the education sector. I think they just do whatever they like, and there's no unity, there's no coming together, there's no mixing of ideas or a mixing of the infrastructure of both the government and the education sector. It's like they're all in different continents, if that's even possible. It's like they're on different continents and they don't care. Because normally, the education sector is supposed to feed the government with the right policies for the people based on research that they've carried out over there, right? But I feel like in Nigeria, that's not the case. The research on campus is very limited, and the professors, like you spoke about, don't even talk to the politicians, and the politicians don't talk to the professors, except they're trying to ask for votes.
I think, how should I put it? Maybe professionality, or what will I say? For instance, let me give you an example for you to understand what I am trying to think about. I went to my professor that is teaching me business administration. Tell him, how do I start business? And he said, no, don't disturb me. He doesn't even have the idea, and he keep telling me, he's a professor. I don't want to mention his name. You know, he's a big professor that anybody who attend OYU will know. And he's teaching me industrial sociology, business sociology, I went to him and asked him business idea, and he said that even in God said his business is failing. Even in God said his
so he's not successful at business, but he's teaching people how to run their own businesses?
Yes.
Wow.
So that is what this professor told me. That one is even, by the way. They were teaching us how to rear cow. Because I am into this cow stuff, this cattle cow. And I asked the man that was teaching us, despite everything. The man said, we are just teaching you theory you can't give your cow injection now. Do you understand it? He was teaching us how to take care of our cattle and all of these things, goats, ram, and especially cows.
Yes, Hello? Go ahead. I can hear you. Go ahead. Yes. Hi.
Hello. So he was teaching us this thing that we paid money for all of these things. And I asked him that, is it from the bottom that I will give the cow, put the injection, inside the injection, or what? And I begin to ask practical questions because everybody was about to sleep safe. Nobody understand it. Much people did not understand what he was talking about. And the man said, no, after we teach you finish, you will still go and employ veterinary doctor. Do you get it, sir?
Yeah. So there was no practicality to what he was teaching you. He said he's just teaching you the theoretical aspect.
Good. I think that is because we were, you know where we were talking, where we're coming from, that the government have disconnected. I think that could also be one of the reasons. Animal scientist professor would not have one cow to rear.
And the universities are not also invested in making sure that you have some practice from the theory that you're learning. They just are content with giving you theory and telling you to go figure the rest out for yourself.
It's theory. If they take you to farm, let me tell you the truth, in Nigeria, if they take you to farm, it's for you to go and work. Nothing like learning. I have practical experience for you. They call it practical agriculture, but it's for you to go and work in their farm. For you to go and work, and the food will not know, you will not take one of the food. They call it practical. What you are doing, sometimes there is no correlation with what is happening. So I have one humorous statement concerning this issue.
Go ahead.
Okay. There is this funny discussion that is trending in Nigerian school. A professor enter a plane, and when they said that it's Nigerian, it's one of the engineering students that invented this plane. one of the engineering students from your school that invented this plane. Everybody everybody ran out of the aeroplane. That yay, our student invented the aeroplane. You cannot. They ran out. So the professor sat down. When they now asked the professor that why did you sit down, sir? He said that I know what I taught my student. I am the engineering lecturer. If it is my student that invent this aeroplane, it cannot fly.
So the man was so sure that plane was going nowhere, so there was no point running away.
No point running if it is my student. Why are you people running when you had that is Nigerian? But I don't think that is true in all cases. I know some people who invented plane. But this is just the...
Yeah, but it's the general consensus. It's the mentality of an average Nigerian that anything made in Nigeria is substandard, it cannot be trusted, and it's not something that you want to use.
Yes.
Amazing. And that has to change from a public relations standpoint. There has to be a promotion on TV, on social media, by the government, by lecturers, by teachers in school. They have to be able to instill in people confidence in local products and tell them, hey, look, we've got to patronize each other if we're going to grow. Because without customers, there's nothing the business owner is doing that will work. And without the business owner, the customers will be left stranded, or they will be left at the mercy of foreigners who will be making money off of us, and then won't be able to grow as a country, because no country grows by just importing products. No. Countries only grow by being able to develop their own products on the ground. So I hope someone is listening out there, and they're getting some insight into how Nigeria can become a better country without the use of money. Please share this link with your friends. Share it far and wide. Send it to people's inbox who you know would love a topic like this, because these ideas, trust me, can change the lives of millions of people, literally. All it takes is just a little policy change, and things can be completely different. All right, please take us to the next point.
The next point is government should allow citizens to use dilapidated government building in Nigeria. Dilapidated government building, tractors, all of those things that government are not using again. In Osun State here, I don't know whether I send you pictures of the places that I took. Osun State Agricultural House, Health Center, hospital, some primary school, many. They are just gradually decaying, dilapidating, and no government are not allowing anybody to reach there. And there is a lot that person like me, that I have the wisdom of DSA can do with those things.
Wow.
So the tractors, if they give me the tractor, because I'm looking for a way to get tractor. If they give me the tractor, or they said even go and repair and be paying us more gradually, there is something, and the tractor is gradually becoming, there should be a way of these dilapidated things. Government should try and let we, the citizens, especially we that have practical farms, we that have practical things to do with these things, that we can provide evidence. These buildings are decaying. We need those places. Like for instance, there is cocoa building in almost all the old village in Osun State, and the government really trying that. But these things are not being utilized. There is borehole in almost all the old village and rural, semi-rural area. These things are not being utilized. So people like engineers, maybe there should be people to go and practicalize their project work. There should be connection. There is no connection between government and citizen, back to what we were saying earlier on. We don't value government properties, and government don't value our own. Like there is a building. Oh, this building, if they put this building in America, in USA, the building can stand side by side with the best of ours. But grass are full this building, this government building. I don't know what hello?
Hi, I can hear you. Go ahead.
The building is 3-story, I think 3-story building right in our village.
Yeah.
That if they allow people will live there comfortably, ties, everything. Any Nigerian know what I am talking about. You don't even need to go far before you see all what I am talking about. All what I'm talking about is what I have evidence for. Pictures, videos, all of those things if you need it. So the building can stand side by side with American house. This building right in my front, the gate will fall. This thing will ties, everything. Yet sometimes some of these buildings have security. Government should allow people to use it. Even if some people are even ready, like I was ready to pay when I wanted to start nursery and primary school. The building is so good, 2-story building, and today is nothing to write home about. The government should please. This is very, very important. Tractors are getting you. So that is it. It's like I send you maybe 1 or 2 pictures, but I don't think so. But I have the
Fantastic
pictures.
idea. Fantastic idea. Because this infrastructure, they're going to fall apart. And if the government is no longer interested in them, or whatever project they were doing at the time has fallen through and is not going on anymore, they should be able to lease it out or encourage young people to use it for other purposes and just, switch the functions instead of letting it get destroyed. And I understand what you're saying. There are lots of government structures that are falling apart in Nigeria. And there are lots of people who need those facilities, who need the things in those places. Because what's the point of wasting resources like that when there are people who need them desperately and cannot afford them? So I believe that is a brilliant idea, and I hope somebody in government is listening, or somebody who is going to be in government is listening, so that they can help a lot of young people to put all of these dilapidated buildings or buildings that are no longer in use, in a better, they can put them into better use by giving them to young people who have ideas on how they can make use of those facilities in a productive way. All right, please go ahead. Next point.
Yes, the next point is it will need to do with very, very poor situation that if you are average Nigeria, you may not understand. Let's stop discouraging our locally healthcare system, our herbs and this thing, because people don't have money to buy orthodox drugs. If I will give you a practical example, you that are starting business don't have money to buy 50 naira, 100 naira to buy aspirin, but we have leaf, we have this thing in the bush, and there is a serious fight between the orthodox medicine, medical doctor, all these people, with your knowledge that what your mother taught you, such that you will feel that now. You see one picture that I facilitate one guy. You said you will be uploading. Please, could you let me tell you? I want to tell you. Okay, can you put the picture on the screen?
Which of them? Because you sent a lot of pictures and we didn't put all of them into the system because they weren't numbered. But if you can show them to us from your own phone, that will be fine. Do you have? And they're on the phone you're using to video yourself, right?
You said.
The pictures are on the phone you're using right now to video yourself.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
That's sad. Because when you sent all of those pictures, I didn't know which one you would need because there were a lot. You sent me more than 20 pictures. So I didn't know which one you were going to need at what time. So just go ahead and describe to us what is in those pictures.
In that picture, I facilitated a guy with 10,000 naira. I gave a guy 10,000 naira. He said he will be selling petrol and diesel. Petrol and engine oil. He will be selling it in the village. In the village, there's a way that you said black market, that it's not like black market that is like a crime. You are helping farmers. You are helping the black market in this village system is very, very encouraging. You are helping farmers whom their Okada motor fuel finish inside bush. So you help them by giving them. So I gave the guy 10,000 naira. I said that is what he can do. So this guy, no, not this one.
Not this one, right?
Down. That one, not this one. I bent down, only me and one guy. I bent down like this to give the guy some gallon of oil and petrol. So that was what happened. But you know that this guy sick. And this guy told me with his own mouth that he is afraid of locally made goods. That he used all this 10,000 naira, this little money, to go and buy buy tablet that they gave him tablet, one nurse, all of these things. And me in person, I know how to prepare those things. I understand those things. I can do those things. All those agbo, all those things to cure that is malaria or fever. Although there is disadvantage that is accompanied. So there is leave that we cut to do those kind of things. But this boy has been brainwashed, and today that business died because of that sickness.
Wow.
So this boy claimed that he's not local, not because he's living in the village, that he will not know what is going on. That paracetamol, all these orthodox drugs, is it synthetic drugs or what do they call it? All these drugs are the best. So the business closed down. So I think if government cannot help, because me, I know very well, me in person, I know that if that boy have drank agbo, we call it agbo here, this locally made apps, that sickness would have gone. Well, I don't know where he was, how, I don't know. But that is a serious thing. We don't have money to purchase and to go to hospital, to go to this, to go to do this. There's a way that they could promote, check the excess, check the disadvantage that the locally made this thing have, so that it works side by side, so that poor people too will not be dying, their business will not be. Remember, I told you how to help poor business people without money. That is it. So that their business, that business, 10,000 naira business that I gave that boy, died from that issue. The boy said he would not drink all those things, which I could have prepared for him, because my situation was even more worse than his. I remember what.
But hope he didn't lose his life.
No, he didn't lose. He didn't lose his life.
Okay.
He didn't lose his
life. But he lost the investment because he was investing in the Western medicine instead of at least trying out the local medicine first, correct?
Yes, it's because of poverty. Even me with my master's degree, I'm not supposed to be saying this. Even the lady that I'm dating is a nurse. So with all this advantage, I'm not supposed to be discouraging this thing. But I am talking practical, what is available, which the discourage people, the fight between orthodox medicine and locally made apps is strong, such that poor people that are supposed to be taking this thing, poor people with their small money, with their little money for business, their little capital. Agbo, if you buy agbo 15 naira here, the fever will disappear, all these things will disappear. Whereas you will spend 2,000 naira in buying all those things. Me, I feel, because that is what I do when I did not have money. That is how I regained myself, and it worked. So I am talking from my own perspective.
From your own experience.
From my own experience.
Yeah, I can testify to the fact that agbojedi works. It's for those of you who are not Nigerian, agbojedi is a bitter. It's a stick, I think. I don't know how to explain it. It's a plant that is put in water, and then when the water is when it secretes the liquid into the water becomes bitter, and it helps for people with diabetes. It helps with fever. It helps with a lot of things. It's very bitter, but it's very, very effective. When you drink it, it helps to cleanse your system. All you have to do is put that plant into water, cover it up, and give it a few hours. And sometimes you can even have it for a whole month, and it will be in that water. And as long as you drink it whenever you like, it will help your system. So he's advocating for local medicine, that for those who are poor and those who don't have access to conventional medical methods, he's saying that all hope is not lost, that you can try out the local medicines and it might just do you some good. All right, next, please.
So I think this should be the last one.
All right.
Yeah. There is some picture that I sent to you that farm produce are being wasted. Mm-hmm. Perishable goods, watermelon, cucumber, pawpaw, all of these things. Some of corn, maize in heaps, all of those things. Government should find a way. I will give one way of preserving these things, or converting these things, or processing these things for this poor farmer. Sometimes, let me tell you this sad illustration. I know of plenty people, not even one, I know of much people, not even that will borrow money. LAPO, we call something LAPO, microfinance borrowing. After you borrow the money, they have 3 methods of collecting their money back. If you did not pay, if they said on Monday you are supposed to pay this money, and you did not pay the money that Monday, you waited till on Tuesday. When they come that Tuesday, they will give you 3 options. Number 1 is that they collect all what you have. Number 2 is that they put you in the toilet. Nigerian toilet is not the kind of toilet that you may be thinking of. Put you in toilet, lock you for somebody to go and look for the money. So number 3 is that they put basket in your neck. They put basket in your neck and take you around the whole market and everywhere. people that knows you will be putting money in your hand. That is the disgrace that the subject people to. So this poor farmer borrowed money. They borrowed money and they take this thing and they throw all those things. I showed you like pickups of corn, pickups of pineapple, all of those things. It's wasted though. They are wasted. That is a whole pickup. Could you imagine a whole pickup? No way of helping poor farmers to preserve those things. No ways of educating them. I was the one who was even trying to learn some things. Who was even trying to learn some things. Like I did a video with Mr. Israel Balogun on how to be converting waste product. I don't have much knowledge about it. I could convert, I think, 15 waste products. How to convert them to something after they have spoiled though, down and out. I have this video that I made like that I make that discussion. So it was through my findings. These people will cry. They will borrow transport. After you borrow 200,000, after you put 200,000, and you have children and husband and wife, it's so sad. It's so sad. They will borrow transport, and after they've dumped it, no buyer, excess demand, all of those things, no regulation, nothing. So they will borrow transport in the market and go back home. And I'm talking about, I have people who, if I call here now, they will tell you the day that they borrow transport. They will tell you that this is recurrent, this thing. A wedu, a for vegetable, okra. It happens like that. If you go during rainy season, if you go to any market, very, very simple. Everywhere in Nigeria, even in Abuja, apple, expensive apple. More listing, you will see them on the gutter. You will see them inside gutter, inside bush, all of those places. You will see them like that. These things, the suffering is just too much. This is one of the greatest.
So there is no infrastructure for storing any of these perishable goods?
At all, no.
Especially for the poor and those who don't have money for expensive freezers and refrigerators and what have you.
Yes, and it should not be so. It should at all. If you see the sorrow, in fact, this is.
Yeah, I can imagine that somebody has worked so hard to farm and then to harvest and then to clean up and then take these things to the market. But due to, like you said, excess demand and, probably customers not wanting that product at that time, in that season, everything goes to waste. And every investment they have made is now completely, lost because they cannot sell their products. So it's extremely sad and it's frustrating because it's not just the money, it's the effort, it's the hope, it's everything you've put into that product now that it's now going to waste. And it leaves the person both morally and psychologically and financially in debt or demoralized.
Yes. So they should, youth in Nigerian, in conclusion, youth in Nigeria really need help. If you go to prison today, youth, graduate, master's degree holder are just in surplus, so that you can even go there and even have degree informally, because you will see psychology there, you will see pharmacy there in the prison. You will be crying. You will be crying because there will not be place for you to sit down in the prison. It's too congested. And in the other hand, you may be happy because graduates are just there. Mad people. I sent pictures of almost all the old mad people. Most mad people they were all youths, young people. Because of frustration, some have committed and suicide. Some have all of these things. I know them. My sister one of my sisters said he know 2-3 people. When I was passing through problem, my sister was encouraging me, calling me, because he know 2-3 people that via their problem, frustration, they graduate. No way, they went to hang themselves. So my sister was calling me to ask me, why? Don't cry now. For 10 years now, you have not worked. You are still begging for money. God will see you through. He will tell me how he knows some people who went to thief and they burned them with tire because they did not and they beg her money the previous day. He did not have the money to give them, and the second day saw them where they are being burned with tire, all of those things. So I just feel like shifting in this before I say thank you very much.
All right. You've come so close now we can't see you. Okay, now you're okay. All right. This was such a brilliant segment. Thank you very much for these ideas. And we want to say that we really appreciate you for, in the midst of your struggles and in the midst of going from one job to the other and all your hustle, being able to sit down and come up with creative ideas that you think can help the Nigerian youth. And I think every single one of your ideas is legit. And if it's paid attention to, it can absolutely be structured in a way that it will help entire communities and millions of young people. So well done, and thank you very much for these ideas. I hope the right people are listening, and I hope that even if the right people aren't listening now, you'll get into a position, or you can send some of these proposals, for example, to your House of Reps, to your legislators, and who knows, you might be in a position to implement them yourself someday, because like the Bible says, we're the light of the world, right? Your ideas are light, your ideas are salt, and I believe they will go a long way to help the Nigerian youth. So please keep thinking up ideas, keep looking at opportunities that you think can help young people. And I believe that in the long run, it will definitely pay off, because ideas, like they say, rule the world. So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So you said you majored on 3 different things, right? When it comes to DS's messages: creativity, structure, and love, correct?
Creativity, fixing Nigerian, and love.
All right.
And so yeah, that is the 3 things. I'm not saying that I don't listen to others, but I said
But
that
those
those
were
are the things, the ones that I
those were the ones you
every
focused on.
because I believe this one will really, because my interest is Nigerian.
All
People
right.
are terribly suffering. All this one that we are talking, sir. I cried from Agege to OAU in my part 2 when I saw a
What is
youth
the
like
full
me
meaning
being
of OAU? You've used that a few times now.
Obafemi Awolowo University.
All right. Where is it located?
It's located at Osun State,
Okay.
Ile-Ife.
All right.
So I saw where
go ahead, please.
they burned youth like me, 2 people, for stealing 2,000 naira. Young boys like me.
2,000 naira. They were killed for 2,000 naira.
They were burned with tire because they stole 2,000 naira. So I cried. Everybody were happy, sir. Everybody were happy, and the woman died. So
they were celebrating the death of 2 young people because they stole 2,000 naira.
Yes, they took a purse from a woman, and it was the woman that was shouting, "Please don't kill them. It's only 2,000 naira that was in that purse." Nobody even listened. Said it was only me that I am a sociologist studying, having interest in studying, that had the thing. Nobody even hear just like Barnabas and Jesus Christ.
What is that? 2,000 naira is about what? $3, $4?
2,000 naira.
Jesus
I think
Christ.
maybe.
Yeah, that's about $4 because a dollar right now is what? Maybe 350?
No, 400. I think
400, right? So basically that's $5. So they killed 2 people because of $5.
They killed them. They killed them with 2 burning of tire. It was not just killing, burning of
tire. They set them on fire, ablaze.
They set them ablaze. They collected the wallet from that woman or purse, and I was the one who had the woman saying, "Please, you people should forgive them. It was only 2,000 naira that was in the wallet." So that is how I know that it was 2,000 naira that they stole.
Jesus. Wow. That's another thing that must change in Nigeria. The jungle justice epidemic has to stop. People have to stop killing innocent people because of products that they stole. There is a justice system. Take them to the police station and let them get locked up. At least if there are people who the Nigerian police love to lock up, it's thieves. So there's no way they're going to escape like politicians, for example. So there's no way you take a thief to a police station and the thief will run away or the thief will get away with it, as long as there are eyewitnesses that say, hey, this person stole, correct?
Yeah, you are right. But sometimes you take them to police station, the second day you see them in town again and they come after you. So
okay. Hello, are you there?
Hello.
All right.
It's Nigerian station. They just took light.
Wow, they just took light. Well, thank God that we're done with the show for today, but we can still hear you. So just thank you very much, and please continue the good work you're doing. And we trust that in no time, Nigeria will become a better country because there are people like you out there who are willing to do the hard work of research and who are willing to share their ideas with the public and also physically work hard to see that their dreams come true. So please keep up the good work. And I see that you're also going into philanthropy in the sense that you're helping people out with the little money that you have in the midst of your struggle. Yeah. So you're really somebody to be admired and worthy of praise. So well done. Keep up the good work, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Have a great evening. Bye for now. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was Mr. Basi OLUWOLE from Nigeria. He shared with us his ideas on how the youths can be helped. Most of these ideas are things that don't have to do with money per se, but they have to do with the government and people in power, just changing and moving things around policy-wise to help the less privileged, to help the poor, to help just citizens of the country, which is most of Nigeria, by the way. There's a reason why we're the poverty capital of the world, and it's because an average person in Nigeria is living below the poverty line. More than half of us, I saw a statistic that said that we're now about 210 or so million people, most of whom are not educated, most of whom don't have access to electricity, to running water, to good health care. And that is because we've not really been able to put a system in place that works. And that's something that we need to change as individuals. So whoever is listening to this today, please know that you are part of the solution. Look for which of these problems you can solve. Look for how you can get these ideas across to some people who you think can help to implement these things today. And for those of us who want to be leaders, and those of us who are working towards leadership positions in the future, these are ideas that you should also look at. And these are ideas that you should also imbibe. Now, he came up with these ideas by listening to DSA. So please go on DSA's YouTube channel, go to the playlist, and you see things on creativity, you see things on nation building, fixing Nigeria structures, and then you see the series on love as well. And he said something that was very important. He said that there seems to be a deficiency of love in Nigeria, and that's true. If you love your fellow citizen, you won't kill them for 2,000 naira. You won't be celebrating the fact that a human being was set on fire, somebody who is alive, because they stole 2,000 naira from a woman who is even saying you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't kill them. A life is worth more than 2,000 naira. Of course, stealing is wrong, but people should not lose their lives because they stole 2,000 naira from someone, or because they stole pure water, or because they stole something or anything at all. As long as they didn't endanger people's lives, they should not have to pay for their lives on the street. Jungle justice is wrong, it's barbaric, it's uncivilized. And these are some of the things that we have to fix in Nigeria. So even if it means you speaking up on your street against jungle justice, that is helping to raise and to create a civilized society in Nigeria. And please share this link with as many people as you can. Love is needed. The series is right there. I can assure you that if you go through the love series, your life will change. You will see people in a completely different light. You will see yourself in a completely different light. DSA extensively went into explaining what love really means and how we can apply and practically love people. There are books as well that he has written on love, on nation building. And these are books that you can buy on Amazon. You can buy them on dsabooksplanet.com. For those of you in Nigeria, you can also buy them on bambooks.io. These are places where DSA's books, over 100 of them, can be found. So you can find books on love, like he spoke about. If you're interested in business, you can find books on business, money will make you rich, how to turn problems into money, you know, how to approach problems. Hello, I'm looking for problems. And then you can see other topics on money, like you see that of Uncle Sam, how to defeat the system of Uncle Sam, and how to create wealth for yourself. And, you know, DSA has really gone into depth. And these are things that he has practiced here. He's now putting them into books and making us see that whatever worked here can also work in Nigeria, because these ideas and these principles of life are the same everywhere. They work the same. It doesn't matter where you are. So there's a club right now called the Millionaires Club, where if you want to become a millionaire, you can write to the website and you'll be given the opportunity to join. Now, today they had one of the meetings. Just write to mentorship@godembassy.org and you'll be brought into the Millionaires Club. And that's something that anybody who wants to become a millionaire can become part of. Also, if you want to find out who you are as a person, you can also join. Write to mentorship@godembassy.org and you'll be welcomed into this group of people who have been taught who they are and why they are alive in this world. So there are resources everywhere for us, and we should make use of them. A lot of us complain about the fact that we don't have one thing or the other, but I can assure you that as long as you have access to the internet, you have access to a lot of information that can transform your life. As long as you have access to books, you have access to information that can make you into a completely different person, into somebody who can thrive in the midst of chaos. Like he said, I mean Mr. Bassi, he said that someone said that when you come into Nigeria, there's money on the floor. And the Ukrainian professor said the same thing. When he got to Nigeria, he said, I don't understand why Nigerians are coming to Ukraine except for education. He said, yes, I can understand that our education system is a little better than yours. But he said, I can see opportunities everywhere. I can literally see wealth on the floor, on the street, as I'm driving by. So he was flabbergasted that Nigerians wanted to stay back in Ukraine because he said, I can see wealth everywhere in this country. Why? Because of his eyes that have been trained, because of his mind that has been trained. So invest in building your mind, and wherever you find yourself, you'll be able to make a way for yourself. And in spite of what the government does, you'll be able to become the change agent where you find yourself, and you'll be able to lift others up as well, because that's the main purpose of all that we've been called to do as kingdom citizens. All right, so we're going to be back here next week with another exciting and unique topic. We're going to have another guest all the way from the Middle East, and he's going to be talking to us about some unique topics. So please make sure that you're here with us. Thank you very much. Up until next week, remain blessed and bye for now.